Welcome back. Of course, sometimes in life, as too many of us know, things can really go wrong really fast. And of course, here to expand on our thoughts is David Alcarrier, and it's so nice of the local museum to let you use all these wonderful things.
That's right. Well, you know, it's Art Prize is happening,
Yeah.
right? And we asked the Grand Rapids Art Museum if they'd loan us some of their treasures. So they gave us some ancient Roman art, some ancient Chinese art, and of course, on your end, we have the ancient wall art.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful stuff.
And you know, and it's the analogy, the idea, what we're driving at here is, you know, you have life savings, you've built a life. It's sort of like these, you know, beautiful works of art where, you know, it takes a long time. You have to be very careful about what you do, you know, but at the end of the day, you have a beautiful, oh no!
What just happened? I thought that was from the art.
Uh-oh.
That was on loan.
What? Oh. Uh-oh. Oh no!
What has
See,
happened?
that quickly, things can
The sound effects really made it. Really made it.
Well,
so
anyway, it's
basically,
that
yes.
quick, yeah, it's that quickly. You go from things were all set up, you know, you've worked really hard, you've got it all together, and before you know it, things fall apart. You're broke. You know, I know that there are people watching right now whose mom or dad, whose spouse is in long-term care, and you're about to write the check for October. And what we would say is, don't write the check for October. You know, when things start going wrong, they go wrong pretty quickly.
They snowball, don't they?
They snowball. And it took you a long time, you know, to put these things together. And they go so quickly.
Yeah.
And what can we do about it? Well, the answer is, as I say, if you haven't written the check for October, don't write it. You know, for the long-term care, don't write it until you talk to us. You may not have to, and for sure by November, you're not going to write the check for November. And the thing is, it does take a long time. It takes a lot of work to create a life, to create life savings, to make sure that your home is paid for, that you've got things pulled together. But it can go wrong so quickly.
Yeah.
And one thing leads to another, leads to another. And so it's no surprise that we have family members, you know, who are just, look, I'm just trying to get to the next day.
Yeah.
Now's the time to say, look, we don't have to smash everything. We don't have to lose what we have. Instead, we can preserve it. And you know, like I say, before you write, if you're writing the check today, you know, today's the day. Oh, I'm going to be doing the bills and send the check off. I would say call the number. You know, give us a shout. Tell us what's going on. It's still early in the month.
Sure.
You know, for the first half of the month at least. Many cases we're able to stop it that month, but then we have to, you know, after that we might have to skip to the next month. But still, you can do something about it. Everything doesn't have to go south. You know, we have our 4 offices now in Norton Shores, in Grand Rapids, of course, Holland, and now Portage. Big grand opening in Portage. That's coming next week.
It's so great.
Doing the life plan workshops all the time.
Yeah.
And this is not. You know, this is the sort of thing, you know, at the last minute, you know, a lot of people think, oh, if I haven't already planned, what's the point? Our grand opening celebration is on the 13th, but that's not the case. You know, it's not the case that unless you've planned ahead, obviously, the more you plan ahead, the better off you're going to be.
And sometimes I think you probably find out people don't always come with questions maybe in hand, but they can actually learn so much just by listening to other people too, right?
One of the great things about the workshop is just what you've just said, is how the people who are there, they talk to each other, they kind of compare notes. You know, it's like, what did you do? What did I, you know, what's going on? And, you know, it works out. It really kind of, I'm not going to say it's coffee clutch time exactly, but it's really a very good opportunity to meet other people.
Sure.
The grand openings that we've done, we bring older clients, you know, families we're already working with. They'll be there, come out and see what our new offices look like. We're really happy with them.
Yeah.
You will be too.
Because it's nice to hear from someone that actually has gone through the experience, because you're like, okay, is this guy for real? Is this a real deal? And it's just nice to have that one-on-one.
Well, you know, think about your own experience. How many of your friends have had kids? Is it a little bit different when you have a kid?
Yes.
Well, you know, it's like that. I mean, I'll tell you, I was doing this stuff for 20 years before we did my mom's Medicaid. And, you know, it's not like I didn't know the technical part of it. It's not like I didn't, you know, hadn't worked with families and sort of seen that.
Yeah.
But when you do it yourself, then it really becomes very, it's a new experience.
Everybody
it's
does
like
it different.
having a
Everybody's
kid.
lives are different, so the way it works out is just completely different. So the Visiting Expert Series, October 5th, which actually is tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you there. They're life enrichment specialists. This is a new program that they have. It's Clark Retirement's putting it together. You can get certified as a specialist. You know, there's certain training that you do,
Okay.
and it just helps to deal with with people in your family, other folks in the community. It's an opportunity to to give back.
Yeah.
And so we really like the visiting experts. That's one of the ways. One of the ways we keep our families involved. It's not just a pile of papers and see you later.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing thing.
Yeah, love it.
As much or as little as you want. That's really up to you.
And you're going to have to make the phone call to the Art Museum about
Yeah,
them, or the
oh,
Public Museum, wherever you
man.
got this stuff, it's not coming back.
I know, it's
So,
terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible.
all right. Well, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Yeah, once again,
Thanks,
we
Leanne.
got 4 locations. You can find them all around West Michigan, and then Chicago coming soon, it
Coming
says. So
soon.
stay tuned for that.
Coming soon.
All right.